Mako PKG was started in 1929 by Stuart McDonald. Mako actually stands for McDonald Advertising Company. Towards the end of the century, 1994, we started a co-packing arm called MC Pack, and that started us into becoming a food processor and food and liquid food co-packer. More and more of our customers were saying, hey, we don't want to send in the pre-made, pre-blended product. Can you, if we send in a formula and we send in ingredients, would you be able to mix and blend and make that product for us? And that thrust us into food processing. And then that next step was, okay, now we're making the food product. Can you also procure our packaging components? One of the neat things about packaging in specific is that it touches everything from the point that a product is conceived to the point that you consume it. And so there are so many other businesses that stem off of food production and the manufacturing of food. So you start down on the agricultural end, on the farm, growing the food. It comes upstream to a processor to then create something of it, and then a packager to put it in its final package and out to the grocer before going to the consumer. Within all of those different areas, you have sub-suppliers that are potential employers for students out preparing for jobs. Whether it's a box manufacturer or a label manufacturer, maybe it's a food processor. There's a variety of different ways that you can interface with packaging and food packaging and food production. We do some sports nutrition liquids. We've recently started packaging honey. We also do some liquid protein supplements. We do some standard sugar in some very unique packages, baking soda, but not your run-of-the-mill box baking soda. We've run caffeinated gum, antacids, so just a variety of different dry food components. We have a lot of changeovers and a lot of different products being produced in any given week. And if you come out next week, most likely we won't have the same products running. Both of the owners today, third generation family owned company, both worked at this company out on the production floor. We've demonstrated that you may start out on the manufacturing floor in an entry-level position, but there is a system in which those folks are able to move up and grow with the company. Less and less people are applying for manufacturing jobs, even though they're very rewarding and can be well paid and have room for growth. In preparation for those fields, because it's so vast, there's a lot of different things you can do. Skills are definitely transferable from other fields. Some of our best employees came from some job that had a mechanical piece to it, right? Because it's still the same general concepts. You're working with mechanical parts, pneumatic parts, and those are shared across many different fields. Oftentimes there's some on-the-job training. We generally try to take people that have some background experience in mixing and blending. Most of our scaling and batching and formulations are done in the quality lab, and that is then sent out to the floor in an easy to read format. The New York State Food Processors have a webpage, newyorkstatefoodprocessors.org. You can find a list of resources within the industry, as well as a member directory to help put you in touch with folks that are part of the organization. And so it's just important that you get out and you market yourself and you build your own brand. I would say that looking for internships and co-ops are the #1 way, and oftentimes the way that those are found are through networking. And so getting involved with those organizations like the food processors, like the Institute of Packaging Professionals of the world, to be able to learn of opportunities, work with industry professionals who are already in a role to say, hey, I have an interest in this field. Can you help me gain some experience? Looking at summer jobs, oftentimes you have some seasonality around agriculture, food production. A lot of times those people are needed, and those are the base experiences that you need to be able to grow to be able to parlay that into a career in food processing, food production, and manufacturing.